let's just say I was not pleasured. And that breaks my heart. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. I'm going to piss off a lot of my friends in the YouTube reviewer community for this one. So, hi everyone, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raising Up with Grant, everybody. And today we're talking about a movie. Movies and TV's what I do here. And that movie is Hellraiser. Hellraiser is the 11th film in this franchise. It is actually a full-on reboot. The series, of course, is created by Clive Barker. This film, however, is only produced by Barker. It is this time directed by the terrific David Bruckner. And that's going to be important later. So Hellraiser, what's the film about? Well, tells the story of a young woman named Riley. She's played by Odessa Azion, I believe that's how you pronounce. I've seen this actress before in something, but I've never seen, I didn't know who she was. I've just seen her face before. She's an addict. She's struggling with heroin addiction, and much to the chagrin of her brother, played by Brandon Flynn, and I think one of the best performances in the film. Too bad he's barely in it. Brandon Flynn, of course, Justin Foley from 13 Reasons Why, a.k.a. my sweet little baby son, who didn't deserve to die. Anyway, sorry, I just went off a tangent there. Anyway, he has a boyfriend, Colin, and they really want her to get her shit together because they care about her, understandably. One night, seemingly being, shown to thinking that she's just going really bad from the drugs, she, with her boyfriend, breaks in, seemingly to score more drugs. She ends up opening a case and finds a mysterious cube, a very iconic cube. She ends up pricking her hand, which, on the sharp blade that somehow pops out like pesky sharp blades do. As does her brother when he comes to look at her, and he disappears into the land of the Cenobites. The pain from pleasure, S&M basically loving, psychotic, flesh-flaying monsters from another dimension, led by Pinhead, who is now played by Jamie Clayton. And so, Riley and her friends have to go to rescue her brother, and soon find them trapped in a nightmare where there seems to be no way out. Can they survive? And if they do, what will be left of them? As Texas Chainsaw Massacre once said. So, I gotta tell you something though. I need to preface this. This is not a bad movie, by any means. Compared to some of the crap I've seen this year that has gotten more acclaim than this, like Fall, for instance, which was just dog shit. This movie is decent. But here's the problem. When you find out that there's going to be a Hellraiser movie made by David Bruckner, decent isn't good enough. And sadly, it's really down the middle on this one. I was really disappointed with Hellraiser. First off, let's talk about the strengths of this movie. First and foremost, the acting for the most part is good. But I think a special standouts are Brandon Flynn, who genuinely is moving in his... He's not in the movie a lot, but he makes the most of it as Riley's older brother, who really, really, really wants her to help herself, and actually, he sells it well. And then Jamie Clayton as Pinhead or Priest is phenomenal. Like, she is completely in the film, and she makes the most of it. But I also like the idea that the idea of the Cenobites in the Hellraiser universe as an analogy for addiction. I think that's a neat angle. That's another thing that's a plus. I also think that it's very well directed by David Bruckner, which I think goes without saying. And I think that and then the practical gore effects were impressive. They definitely flayed, they had not enough, actual gore in it, but when it was there, it was grisly as you want it to be. Maybe because I'm jaded because only a few days ago I saw Terrifier 2, which basically, to me, is the king daddy of the gory splatter movies. But this Hellraiser was kind of a letdown in that department too, but it was still, like, when it happened, it was great. Now let's go to the major problems. First off is that this movie is 2 hours and 2 minutes long. It does not fucking need to be that long. It just doesn't. The first movie was 90 minutes. It was in, it was out. This movie, and because of it being longer for no reason, it takes a good hour of this movie for you to really get... I mean, you get little tastes of it in that first hour, but it takes a good half of the movie for you to really get into anything. And then even there, they keep going away from it to the addiction story, which is fine on occasion, but the problem is that the nuance is lacking in that side of the story. You want to see more cool shit. You want to see... There are characters that are interesting, but they don't explore them enough. For instance, the movie sort of begins and ends, it bookends with this, and he plays a big role in the climax, this guy who becomes sort of the latest sort of conduit of the Cenobites, who's this, like, upscale, wealthy masochist type who loves inflicting pain on others, and the tables are turned on him. That's an interesting character that's kind of well played by the actor, and yet they kind of leave it on the table. They don't really do anything until the beginning and the end, and the beginning and the ending of the movie are actually really good. And they're exactly what you want it to be. But everything in between, and then the actual, though, that's more of a bookend. The actual ending of the movie is a whimper. It just feels like it just kind of stops. There doesn't even seem to be a real climax to this movie. It's kind of anticlimactic. The other thing is, it's one of those movies that, the Hellraiser movies have always been kind of guilty of this, but this one, because it's longer, it's kind of more egregious. It goes from being about, once they get to the plot really going, it does become like half the dialogue is screaming each other's names and crying and screaming and running around and crying and screaming, which goes with the territory of horror films. But I have to say, this Riley character for a female lead, no fault of the actress, is kind of a dud of a protagonist. She's not really strong. She doesn't really fight back. She's running and screaming and crying a lot. When you compare it to, like, again, I'm sorry to point out, the lead in Terrifier 2, who was awesome, that lead, a female character, it just shows why, or even to, like, Christy from the original is a great character. She feels like this one, her addiction is kind of her only character trait. And the thing is that David Bruckner, last year, one of the movies I had to fight to keep off my best of list, and it ended up being on my most underrated top of the year list, was The Night House. I fucking loved that movie. I gave the movie 5 stars. And and Roger Ebert, what did Roger Ebert famously say about War of the Worlds? He goes, look, if E.T. and Minority Report gets 4 stars, then War of the Worlds gets 2 stars. So by that basis, guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do it. Night House gets 5 stars. Hellraiser gets 2.5. Right down the middle. I was really disappointed in this. I don't know what to tell you. Not a bad film, but it could have been so much more than it was. It was just genuinely disappointing, and yeah. It's kind of a drag. It's a drag. I don't know what to say. Anyway, 2.5 stars for Hellraiser. Let's close the book on it. Yeah, that's right. I gave a higher score to Cursed Friends in Amsterdam than this movie. So what? Want to fight about it? Whatever. It's the way I feel. This movie didn't really work for me at all. Only in pieces. It didn't add up to me. Anyway, 2.5 stars out of 5. Let's close the book on it. Trailer Trash none. Watched it on Hulu. Was there shawarma? No, there was not. Alright, we will be back, next week for Halloween Ends and Rosalind, and more to come, as well as She-Hulk and Werewolf by Night. That'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all. I'm going to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3,000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does that that's supposed to do, or so I've been told. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, listen, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raising on Popcorn with Grant. Facebook, Raising Popcorn with Grant. Want to know what I'm watching on TV? You can find me on Serialized. I am all one word, all lowercase, Raised on Popcorn. Check out my podcast, Raising on Popcorn with Grant, the podcast, on Spotify and Anchor. Leave a comment, even if it's just, hey Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important. And I want to know down below, what did you think of Hellraiser? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. Catch you guys next time. Take care.